What's up, Unlimited Lifers? Welcome to Unlimited Life Academy. I'm Life Coach Corey, and together we'll do it better. So, in this video, I just wanted to go over a book review. As a person that's always trying to better myself, and if you're trying to better yourself, one of the best investments you can make is in yourself. And one of the easiest ways to make a small investment in yourself is just by reading books, right? So, all the different kinds of books that you can read that'll just help you better yourself in different areas of your life. That being said, I figured the first book review I'm going to do is actually on the first book I ever actually read. All the way through high school and stuff, I never actually liked to read. I was what I thought was a bad reader, so I never was encouraged to read, and I was kind of in a situation where I didn't like to read because of the fact that I thought I was a bad reader. I was the kid that was embarrassed to read in class out loud because I'm just not a good reader. But that being said, in 2008, when I really hit rock bottom, for whatever reason, I decided to start reading. And the first book that I picked up was actually a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Now, chances are you've already heard of this book. I mean, it's an oldie, it's a classic, it's a goodie. But Rich Dad, Poor Dad really changed my life because, the story that's in there just really is super powerful. And it also kind of helps you out, when you're trying to better yourself. So, basically, the book Rich Dad Poor Dad is it's by Robert Kiyosaki, and basically growing up he had his his real dad, which he called his poor dad. He was a teacher, and he kind of had the same mindset that most people do. Get good grades, go to college, get a good job with with security, with benefits and stuff like that, and then that's the way to live. Meanwhile, he had a friend whose dad owned his own business and stuff, and that's who he called his rich dad. And the story is really great throughout the book because it kind of tells you, kind of shows you the different mindset of his rich dad versus his poor dad. And then he goes on to explain how the rich get rich. So he lays out cash flow. So with cash flow, you're talking about your income, which is going to be whatever ways you're making money. The money's coming in, that's your income. And then he talks about your expenses, so that's your money going out, whether that's paying bills or buying food, clothing, housing, that kind of stuff. And then he goes into more detail as far as like assets and liabilities and the difference between those. So if you don't know, an asset is something that you have that actually makes you money. So that would be maybe stocks, bonds, mutual funds, maybe real estate investment. Any kind of investments that you make that are going to actually return more money than what you put into them. And then you have liabilities. So liabilities are all the things that you use that actually cost you more money in the long run. So buying a brand new car, that would be a liability because you have to pay that car off. Using credit cards and stuff like that are liabilities. And one of the things that a lot of people don't see as a liability, but it really is actually the home that you own. So your house, most people would say, is an asset because over the years it should grow in value. Real estate, on average has always grown in value. But you're still paying for that, so it's not technically an asset until after it's completely paid off. And then it could be considered an asset. But until it's paid off, it's a liability. Anyway, just wanted to do a quick review on this book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I'm going to leave a link in the description below. That way, if you don't have it already, you can go ahead and click the link and check it out. See if you want to buy it. It will take you to Amazon. Amazon always has really good pricing and stuff on books like that. Just so I'm upfront and honest, you will, if you do buy a book using the link, I will get a very small commission on it. It's probably like 50 cents or something, so it's not going to make me rich or anything. I'm just putting the link in the description. That way it's easier for you to go ahead and just order it. But feel free to go out to your local bookstore or, keep your eye out for it in garage sales or whatever. The book's Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. It's about 195 pages. It's a pretty quick, easy read. I actually had to reread it before I did this video review of it. But there's 10 chapters, and like I said, it goes over basically how to stop thinking like the average American and start thinking like the rich and putting into practice the things that they do in order to become rich. And I'm not talking get rich overnight kind of thing, right? This is something that it can happen pretty quick, depending on how well you can implement the strategies that he talks about. As far as he does a lot of real estate investing, so depending on how fast you could buy your first house and rent it out and or sell it or whatever strategy you end up using. But over the long run, if you use the principles and the knowledge that he gives you in this book, you should have absolutely no chance of not being wealthy by the time that you want to retire. So again, the book is Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. I put it, it's my top 3 for sure. I've read dozens of books. I'll put some more links below on some of the other books that I've already read that I will be doing some book reviews on. But definitely, top 3 in my book as far as books to read, especially when it comes to wanting to better yourself and change the course of your life. And with that being said, guys, what I plan on doing whenever I do these book reviews, I'm probably going to give away my copy of the book. So if you want this actual copy of the book, go ahead and just write in the description below that you would like a chance to win this. And what I'll do is when I do my next video or book review, I'll come back to this video and I'll just use a YouTube random comment picker, and whoever comes up in that comment picker will win the book, and I'll just message you or whatever so I can get your address, and then I'll even pay for the shipping and handling, so you don't have to worry about that. It'll be absolutely free. And if you want to, I can even sign it or something. I usually like to write something in the front of the book whenever I give them away as gifts, just to kind of help encourage the person, and it helps it be a little keepsake. I think that that's something that's important. So if you ever give away books, I highly recommend or suggest that you write a little note to the person that you're giving it to, and just encourage them, because we all need encouragement to change our lives, and that's the way that you can help somebody change their lives. So hope you liked this video, guys. If you did, make sure you subscribe, like, and share these videos, and again, leave your comment below. That way when I go to do my next book review, I can maybe select you in that random comment picker, and you'll get a free copy of Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad Poor Dad. So we'll see you in the next video. Subscribe, like, share, and God bless.